Good morning. This is Apostle William D. McGee Jr. here in San Antonio, Texas. And today is July 13, 2017. I've been away for a little bit, but I'm back. I've been listening and watching and hearing, and I'm going to still talk today about resistance, about who the swamp is and how to drain it. First, let me open up and say Assalamu alaikum. Berahim habaim. Mashlomha, mashlomek. Bonjour, buongiorno. Guten Morgen. Ni mi hao. Kamsamida. And what's up to the rest of the world? Let's talk about something. Resistance. That's what I ended it with, and I'm going to start again. But today I'm going to go a little bit more into detail. Like I told you before. The swamp is not just up in Washington. The swamp resides in it comes down into the state where your governors are, and even now into the city of San Antonio. In order for you to drain the swamp, you got to know what the swamp is. The swamp is this. You have corporations out there. Then you have lobbyists running to our government, to members of Congress, no matter if they're Republican or a Democrat, trying to infiltrate the system to break the rules. See, the lobbyists are not there to help the American people. They are there to help their corporations grow. Donald Trump is there as a representative, now president, for these corporations. Don't let him fool you when he says, I'm here to make America great again. I'm here to get the coal industry started. Yeah, well, guess what? Coal is part of the corporations that from the past. They're like the Rockefellers, the oil, the Oppenheimers, the gold and the diamonds, the Rothschilds, all these major players which calls themselves G-O-D, God. Gold, oil, and diamonds. Coal is another one. Now Donald Trump, he's a businessman. He's not worried about politics. So when you're trying to play politics with Donald Trump, it don't work. You got to deal with him in a whole new level, which is business. Now, when you talk business, oh, he's listening. Oh, yeah. Then you can deal with him. But guess what? The American people don't know nothing about business. Because all they know is how to buy and sell a little bit. But they don't know the ins and outs of business. Not like Donald Trump, because that's his thing. He feels that he can run his business and run the country at the same time. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's leaving the politics to the grand old party. He's leaving the politics to all the other people that love being in power in this nation. And not just this nation, but around the world. You see, he knows about the free trade agreements because he's part of them. He knows about NAFTA. He knows about the Mercure and Echon. He knows all about them. The Holy See. He knows about PIF. He knows about Eurasia and the African Union and the GCC and the Arab League. He knows all about them because he's part of it. This is who the rich have put into power. When Obama told him to do a good job, I always thought about that. I'm like, do a good job, because see, you got to create as much chaos so that they can move America into the NAU. Yeah, they want to do away with NAFTA. That's what he wants to do. He wants to change NAFTA, because NAFTA is just the beginning of the end. The NAU must be up and running by 2018, which is next year. Now, if I launch so much chaos and animosity in America that I got people fighting among each other, amidst each other, racial hatred, all kinds of things, fighting with one another, then I can implement martial law. I'm going to use the Jean Monnet principle. And Jean Monnet told President Kennedy way back then, he says, chaos is the best solution to making changes in countries. Chaos. We've seen chaos over in the Middle East. The African Union was created after they got rid of Gaddafi. The GCC and the Arab Leagues and all the other regions in that area only came about after they got rid of Saddam, after they got rid of Gaddafi, after they got rid of various Chevis down there in South America, where you can come up with the Mercure. See, all these high-level dudes, they were from old school. And they weren't about to lose out their money when these new systems take over. So in order for the new system to take over, you got to take out the people that are running those countries. And all that has been done. And Syria is nothing but a big playground for everybody that wants to go and fight. So there is so much money in Syria. And there's so many people and so many terrorist groups and so many, actually, they're not terrorist groups, but they're just groups of fighters. They're fighting in there. And instead of them fighting in those regions, they're fighting in Syria. They're just destroying it. And all the people in Syria have been removed. And all the fighters and everybody and testing out their new weapons and everything is going on in Syria. And the refugees have pulled out. And they're everywhere. And they're broken between the 10 regions. And the U.S. is the last area, the U.S. and Canada, NAFTA or NAU is the last area that the refugees have been told that they can come to as part of the bargaining for letting them use Syria as a battlefield. As a battlefield. You see, I was going to talk to you about resistance. Well, how do you resist? In order to resist, you got to find out about the swamp. Here's the swamp. This is what it consists of. Like I said, corporations, lobbyists. They play both sides. As well as the Democrats, as well as the Republicans. Whoever's going to fit and fill the bill for them to expand their corporation, they use. They're just like the Catholic Church, Holy See. When they feel that the Christians are winning, well, then they're more Christians. And when they feel if the Muslims are winning, then guess what? They go with the Muslims. They even roll over there to talk to them and say, you know what? We understand. We're all on the same accord. But really they're not. Really they're not. Everything changes. Enough for you today. I'll see you next time. And I'm out here.